I mean, you remember the Fan Man with Riddick Bowe and Holyfield.
And
I mean,
this is what actually caused the malfunction. It was just a little, I guess, push against the ropes, and you see the far end.
That's kind of scary because Binek's full weight was not against those ropes.
Thank God.
It was actually the opposite side, and our statisticians actually went back into the record books, and that one other instance that we were talking about was Yohan Guzman and Agapito Sanchez in San Diego, California. This is a few years back, so you know, it happens every now and then. Rings are not foolproof or bulletproof, so.
And these some big guys. Let's not forget these guys. I mean, 260 pounds. I mean, these are big guys. So when you got 500+ pounds in the ring, I mean, you know, I don't.
It wouldn't have happened if it was Charlie Huerta or
no,
or
it wouldn't have happened if it was Charlie or me or any other young fighter. But hey, look, you got big guys in the ring, and they're gonna flop on the ropes, and they're gonna use the ropes for offense and defensive tactic, and things happen.
Bernard, what do you think is going through Binek's mind right now?
Get the rope fixed so I can fight. I mean, look at the face. They're ready to go. Both guys are ready to go. I mean, they had a good rest. You know what I mean?
So you know, they warm up. All of a sudden, they have to take a long break again. This reminds me of like Riddick Bowe when the Fan Man came in. You know, Bowe against
that was Holyfield.
Holyfield, that's right. And so, again, it was a very lengthy delay. They had to cover up because it was outdoors,
right.
so they needed blankets.
Warm.
They had to stay warm. So in this case, at least we're indoors, but still very distracting. It's got to break your concentration.
It's mental. They have to keep their focus.
Exactly.
And it broke the rhythm of both guys, even though they was all over the place, getting their bearings, you know, pushing and shoving. But in reality, you know, they are human beings. They got to reset their mind first and then reset the action.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick detour and be back as soon as this problem is fixed. You are watching Fight Night Club on Versus from Los Angeles, California at Club Nokia. Of the Herman Binek Yohan Banks fight. This is a 4-rounder, and we resume. Everything has been resolved. We are ringside. I'm Mario Solis, Doug Fisher, and of course, the middleweight king, Bernard Hopkins. All right, they're back at it, the big boys.
And you know, we saying heavyweights. I mean, Doug, this is a great argument. You can call this a super heavyweight fight. I mean, well, hopefully they stay away from the ropes and they fight, and you know, a good fight, and people can go ahead and resume back to the action.
Doug, I don't know if you noticed, Bernard was trying to make light of the malfunction. He told one of the fighters that there would be a point deduction if they used the ropes, and he got the dirtiest look you've ever seen.
And I recanted my story, though. I apologize. I was being funny. He's making
Smart
it up.
man. All right, so how does this affect the way the fight started and now after the interruption?
I think they're going to have to warm themselves up again. That was a long break. And, you know, the crowd is booing right now because before the malfunction with the ring, the action was just beginning to heat up. But these guys are dry now. It's not like they were doing calisthenics or skipping rope or hitting the mitts during that break when the ring was being repaired. So now they kind of have to move about and get the blood circulate and get a little bit of a sweat going before they let their hands go.
And I agree. I mean, the first heavyweight to hit each other, I mean, the first one that really lands a good solid punch, I think that will start, you know, the flow of, you know, good right hand just now. But it'll start the flow of now getting back to, you know, the beginning.
That was Yohan Banks with a little tap as we reach the end of a long first round with a certain trepidation, trying to not lean too much against the ropes. I don't know if you noticed Binek trying to push his body towards the center of the ring. All right, well, that was probably the longest first round in the history of boxing. Who won that first round? Can you give it a draw?
You got it. I mean, in that case, you got to give a guy both even. If it's even round, it'll be fair.
I like Banks. I like Banks. I think he was the aggressor. I think he was trying to make a fight happen.
Trust me. Just like you do against Ashante, stay strong in the middle and run short, punch it. Bam! But long, okay?
One guy is standing, one guy is sitting. That doesn't, you know, either way, it just shows that one guy don't want to sit down because he's ready to go right from the corner.
Is that body language? Is he trying to send a message that
That's
he's
like
in good condition?
Yes,
or,
I mean, a lot of us,
top
that's what that's about. It's like macho. Sometimes
even if it's only a 4-rounder?
Yes, because it's like, I'm not tired, I'm ready to go.
Right.
You know.
All right, well, Binek comes out trying to establish his style in round 2.
And he is a southpaw, which is kind of rare for big guys, but it doesn't seem to be posing much of a problem for Banks yet. And that's probably because Binek doesn't have a jab. You know, in order for that southpaw stance to really pose a problem to the orthodox fighter, he's got to get a jab going. He has to sort of establish some distance.
And not only, you know, he's not using his jab, but he's also not, you know, being on the right angle on the right side for to counter on the southpaw. Southpaw, you know, they'll tear you up going straight backwards with the straight left.
Binek eating some leather as Banks has been starting his attack with that short little jab.
Now Banks against the ropes, and he's, you know, he's mauling. And
it's Binek against
the ropes, and he's mauling and holding, and, you know, trying to, you know, get off the ropes, which he did. And
I get the feeling Binek is he's trying to warm himself up and get that jab going. He's starting to get it going here. Banks kind of looks for big punches, looks for power shots.
And he seems a little winded now. I don't know if you notice, he's starting to breathe from his mouth, and he's throwing some punches, but very deliberate and almost like in slow motion. He doesn't really have a lot of speed.
That's the inexperience.
Not a lot of pop. Yeah.
You know, we sort of dismiss this as just a 4-rounder, but to these guys, it's a big deal.
You can see how he kind of loads up, and, you know, you can anticipate what he's about to do.
They're a little bit tight, and even though the action hasn't been extremely brisk by heavyweight standards, I'm sorry, featherweight standards, by heavyweight standards, you know, when these guys swing and miss a little bit, they feel it. They get winded.
I'm not anticipating either of these guys, either one's throwing 100 punches or 25 punches around. I think that the ones that effective punches, like right now, effective punches been thrown.
All right, Binek now landing with a little bit of pop there.
Binek's he's starting to zero in with that straight left, and it's Mercury.
That's his power punch, of course.
And his aggressiveness is wearing his opponent down. And that straight left is going right, hitting the mark.
Banks is now flat-footed.
Yes, he is. Banks is flat-footed, but I think he's going to hit with that straight left, and he's going to do damage.
Banks is looking really winded. He's really breathing hard here. I mean, they both are, but to me, it seems like with the second part of the round, Binek is starting to get into his comfort zone.
His punches has nothing. I mean, he's just winging them out there.
Yep.
Dog, he's just winging them out there, and he's looking to get countered.
If you give this shit away, you get on it. First round, you came out looking good. All of a sudden, you're breathing hard.
Sorry, man.
Look,
I get it.
I get it.
Maybe like this slide.
You're seeing what he does. You're going underneath. Look, Yohan. Where's the catch and roll? Those punches will catch him. You did it right now. You took him all the way back. But then after that, now you're dropping your hands. Stop. Hey, do this every day in practice. Work on this every day. Don't be a different fighter now.
Action from the second round. And Binek, the second half of that round, zeroing in with his straight left.
Don't give this away. You hear me?
Here we're going to see another angle. Nice, quick, straight left, right in the inside. And he lined Banks up for it again. I scored that second round.